You know, when you look at high-performing leaders from the outside, it often looks like they have every single piece of the puzzle completely figured out. We see the wins and we assume they just have a natural blueprint. But if we're being really honest, behind every true breakthrough, whether that's in your business or in how you carry yourself, there's a very deliberate ecosystem and support structure making the next level inevitable. You don't get there by accident, and you certainly don't get there alone. Welcome back, my friends. I'm Sue Hanlon, and today we'll be peeling back the curtain on what it actually takes to fully step into your leadership calling, fast track your growth, and scale sustainability, all while navigating the deeply isolating pressure that comes with making the big calls. Inside the Higher Deeper Collective, I have the absolute privilege of walking alongside some of the most deeply intentional, impact-driven leaders. This space isn't just networking, it's a human infrastructure that holds you while you expand your capacity. Today, we're doing a special member spotlight to talk about real transformation, practical strategy, and exactly what happens when you install the right daily rhythms around your biggest vision. So grab a warm drink, or if you're listening, tuning in the evening, a cold bevy, and settle in and let's deep dive into what's possible when you stop playing solo. So welcome today, Mary Kim. Welcome to the Higher Deeper Collective. And I want to introduce Mary Kim. She's the founder of Culture Change Ministries. And Mary, you are not only doing amazing work through Culture Change, you're a mum and a pastor. Tell me a little bit about the purpose behind starting Culture Change Ministries.
Well, you know, honestly, it was all God's plans. But the way he started to really show me was through our own church community. I was finding that there was a lack. I wouldn't even say a lack, but it was kind of just the church wasn't growing, and I didn't understand why. And I think that's where it really birthed from. Culture Change really birthed from was just really. When I was in the church, I was then able to see what was happening, what was going on, what was it lacking, and then asking God and seeking God what we need to do to allow his church to flourish again. And that's where Culture Change was birthed from. So, yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. Just tell us a little bit about Culture Change Ministries and what it actually does.
Yep. So Culture Change Ministries, we thrive and we want to see God's kingdom grow. The word that he spoke to me when I was in Cambodia was about watering the seeds that were already planted. And I was able to see this as in individuals and in churches and in leaders where there was a stagnant within their walk or something wasn't thriving, just to go back and help bring that space back to life. So Culture Change, we walk alongside churches, ministries, individuals and leaders to help them, to equip them and to release them back into the kingdom of God. And we also teach them to do the same, to really go and reignite the fires and bring glory all to the kingdom.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Reigniting the fires. I just really love that. Yeah. So when you, that's a big vision you've got. And I'm just so excited that God's placed that vision in you and what he is doing through Culture Change. When you look back to the day you decided to join me and join the collective, what was the main thing taking up all your headspace or keeping you up at night? Like what was it? Why did you come and say, Sue, can I do some coaching through you?
I need you. Well, like you said, Pastor Sue, the vision is huge. And I knew that it was going to take a really solid team to bring this vision to life, this ministry to life. And the one thing that the Lord really spoke to me about was accountability and mentorship through somebody that has already showing these fruits in their lives as well. So that's what really pushed me. Like, I was already journeying with you. I saw how that you were with me. And then when Higher Deeper came, it made sense. It made sense to why not have somebody mentor you, especially when God placed me into a position that I was completely not aware of. So I think it was really important to be led by somebody who had already walked the path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I've really enjoyed our times together every month. I just love it. Was there a specific moment or single piece of coaching where a light bulb went off and you realized, this is a breakthrough I've been missing, or this is, this is a gold nugget that I can really, will really transform what I'm doing in culture change or what I'm doing in the church?
I wouldn't say there was a real specific moment. I enjoy every single moment I have with you as a mentor, because every time I'm meeting with you and every time I'm speaking with you, some more has been given. So every interaction we've had, there has something that I've been able to take away from it, which is, I think it's just overall evidence already that this relationship works. That this is part of God's kingdom.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are some of the things that kind of are dropped in when we catch up? What's it like? Paint a picture. Tell our viewers what it's like when we kind of catch up for our sessions.
Well, leading up to, I love how Jesus works. I love how God works. So a lot of the times I'm struggling through something within that week or within that month, and every time that we've met up, there's a lot of clarity. So I would be struggling with certain ways on how to deal with certain things in the church, and then when I'm releasing it to you, especially when I'm comfortable, also, and having that trusting relationship, also the privacy as well, to be able to just speak out these issues, and then having yourself speak into it has brought a lot of clarity on how I should address these issues outside of this area. Yeah. So everything is like you're asking about the nuggets before. It's things like these where if I'm having some sort of they're not problems, but there's recurring things that happen out on our outside world that challenge us, and coming into these conversations and coming into these meetings have really brought clarity on how I should address them. Yeah. Or leading correctly, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Can you tell us just one piece of clarity, like one example of that clarity that's been brought? Can you remember? I know it's hard. I know you've got a lot on your plate and you maybe can't even remember what you had for breakfast, but can you remember like a piece of clarity that came?
Well, if we, let's go talking. Let's talk about planting the whole culture change ministries. Yeah. So I didn't know the certain ways, like the applications, or the governance side of actually applying culture change into the ACE, CNC, organization website and stuff like that. Like all of that, I knew I had to do all of these things, but then coming to you and releasing to you, you gave me exactly the order I needed to do it, and it made things so much easier. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's always good to have someone who's been there before and set up not-for-profits to be able to kind of go, these are the steps you need to take, and these are some of the pitfalls that you can fall into if you're not sure.
Exactly.
If somebody's listening right now, Mary, and they're sitting on the fence and trying to convince themselves that they can just figure these things out alone, their leadership journey, their growth path, maybe they want to set up an NFP but not sure how, what would you say to them?
I definitely would highly recommend connecting with a mentor. 100%. You know, Jesus led his disciples and like Moses led Joshua, and you've got all these biblical characters, these biblical personnels that have all just shown that mentorship and leadership is so important as well. So, and they never did these things alone. And without coming into Higher Deeper, I don't think Culture Change Ministry would even be birthed right now. There was a real delay in everything, but there's so much clarity in mentorship. So I would definitely recommend connecting with people who is out there that's able to lead you into the right direction or where God's calling you.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. You mentioned that culture change might not have been birthed if you hadn't connected with Higher Deeper. Can I just expand on that a little bit with you? What's so you would say, I want to ask you this question, but I feel like you've answered it, but I'm going to go anyway. What's a major milestone or breakthrough, another one you've achieved recently that you honestly thought was 2 or 3 years away?
It would literally be the birthing of Culture Change Ministries. If we put it on paper, it could have taken months. If I didn't have you here, it would have been a long way. I would have been going. I'm ahhing on certain things. I'm trying to find ChatGPT, Gemini, these things, and it just doesn't work to what God is doing here. So I definitely think that it would have been a long delay. It would have gotten there, but it would have been delayed for sure. Having somebody like yourself definitely accelerated that.
Yeah, great. And what's the impact of that for Culture Change Ministries now?
Yeah, I have no free time anymore.
Awesome. I love that.
And with that, the name is out there because when you have a solid name out there now, it's like you're walking it, you're in it, and God is doing everything, and He brings the people that need it, and it's really an amazing place, an amazing journey to see actually how many churches and individuals and even leaders are really struggling out there without partnerships like these out there. So having Higher Deeper partner up with Coach, me just actually mentoring me is a really big thing, and it's you see it a lot more. I guess that's where your eyes is then able your eyes are being opened up to see how much this actually helps, is what this world, I think the world is getting too loud now, and having these communities as well, it's definitely life-changing.
Yeah, oh, that's amazing. That's really good. I feel so privileged to be able to walk alongside you, Mary, and it's so exciting to see Culture Change Ministries birthed and seeing you equipped and your capacity is growing, and that you're super busy now because people are kind of going, we need what Mary's offering through Culture Change Ministries to grow the church and grow the kingdom in their kind of space, in their kind of region. So thank you, Mary. I just what a beautiful note to end on. And Mary, I just want to thank you so much for being so incredibly open and sharing what is actually going on behind the scenes of your growth and the growth of Culture Change. It takes a lot of courage, to be honest, and I know your story is going to resonate deeply with so many other leaders listening today. And to everyone tuning in today, if you caught yourself nodding along or felt a sudden sense of relief that you aren't the only one out there carrying a heavy vision, please know that isolation you might be feeling, we know it's real, but it doesn't have to be. It can be optional. So you don't have to burn out to build something meaningful. If you're ready to stop playing solo and start to install a genuine infrastructure around your biggest goals, then I would love to connect with you. I'd seriously love to have a chat with you and have a real conversation about how Higher Deeper Collective can actually support you in the space you're working in and help you expand your capacity. So take a deep breath today, my friends. Take care of yourselves and remember your calling deserves a community. So let's go higher in strategy and deeper in purpose. And we will catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Awesome.